Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be interviewing the sexy goddess of horror, Debbie Rochon. I can't fucking wait, it's going to be awesome. I've been trying to do an interview with her for the last year or so, and now it's finally going to happen, and I'm so excited. She is a hot, sexy lady. She was in such movies as Tromeo and Juliet and Santa Claus, in movies like that. She's done a lot of movies for Troma and stuff, and I'm going to have her on the show today, and it's going to be fucking spectacular. And God, she's got so many movies on her resume, you know. I can't go through, you know, all of them. There's certain ones that I can go through that are highlights to me, but she's got so many movies on her resume. It is incredible, and it's impressive as well. And to find out all about her today. So, here is my interview with Debbie Rochon. Hi, Debbie.
Hey, Tommy, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing great, too.
Awesome. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's such an honor to have you on. I mean, you've been a huge staple of my shallow male fantasies for years.
Well, just keep them shallow, I guess. I don't know. That's nice. Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. And I'm a gentleman, so don't worry.
Your last name is not Weinstein, I take it.
No, I'm not even Jewish, but I've dated some Jewish women before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were Meshuggah.
Well, were you a mensch? I mean, that's the most important thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. I like to think I am.
Well, that's good. So what's going on?
Well, let's see. Going back to the beginning, I mean, did you know early on that you wanted to be an actress?
Oh, going back to the beginning. Well, I knew at age 12 or 13, when I was doing some extra work on a movie, that's sort of when it all started. So from that moment forward, I did. I took a lot of acting classes and belonged to theater companies in Vancouver. And then in '84, I moved to New York City, studied, got into film, and landed into the horror genre. So, and it just went from there.
You were how old when you were an extra?
Probably about 13, when Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains was being shot in Vancouver.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's awesome. Did you do...
Yeah, and I did extra work after that and some Christmas movie and stuff like that. And, and I was like, boy, this is like something I really want to do. I was fascinated watching all the actors work and everything, and they were so natural. And I thought to myself, wow, that looks so easy and fun. And then, of course, you know, you study and you get, you start out getting like a couple of lines in the movie and you realize, well, it is fun, but it's a lot of work for it to be, I mean, it's never like easy, but it's a lot of work for it to be fun. And, but it always starts out that way. And that's a good thing. And that's a really good thing. There's some things in life that, you know, you're probably better off not knowing the struggle, you know, just being naive and following your dream. And there's an awful lot to be said for that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Did you do any theater in school?
Well, it's funny. I didn't finish high school because I was put in like the foster care system, so I really got bounced around and I ran away, and so I didn't finish high school. But before I left to move to New York City, I had auditioned for a big community college theater school, and they accepted me. So that was like a really big deal. But then I decided right before it began that fall, I decided, well, I'm going to take this money that I saved. Instead of doing that, I'm going to go study with the people who wrote all the books in New York City. So then I went down to New York instead and studied there. But, so yeah, I mean, I did a lot of studying, especially in the 80s. I mean, that's pretty much all I did. And then towards the end of the 80s, that's when I started to get, like, you know, tiny roles in films and really started to, you know, do work, get roles, get one line, then get two lines, then get more, a couple more, and you work your way up.
Mm-hmm. What are your
They're
early...
very different than today because, of course, they're shooting everything on film.
Right.
So it was, you know, there was a lot less production going on. Now there's so much more with the digital age, of course, which is a beautiful thing. But, you know, back then it was sort of like, you know, there was a lot less. There was still a decent amount, but it's nothing like, you couldn't compare the two. Because, you know, you had to land a gig in a movie that was shot on film. So it was just a whole different world back then. That's when you really, like, you really had to earn your chops, starting out with extra work and, you know, getting that first one line and stuff like that. So by the time you had a substantial role, like a supporting role or something, then you really appreciated it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's the golden age of film, in my opinion.
Yes, it was. I agree, because, you know, everything is kind of overboard with the PC stuff, my taste. Some things are good, but some things are just, everything's just too sensitive. So it was a very open time, and it was a kind of a naive time at the same time, if you know what I mean. It was a little bit freer is the only way to describe it, as far as, you know, subject matter and I don't know. It was just a completely different time.
Yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian, and I hate political correctness. I have to deal with it all the time, and I'll tell you something. It is very much impossible to offend me. I am not soft and sensitive like so many people are today.
Right, and, you know, it's interesting because that comes out of somewhere. So for some people, it's really sincere, and it's really, you know, the truth for them. But for some other people, especially because of the internet and social media, I find that it's simply an excuse to jump on people.
Right.
It's so easy to bring anybody down, because unless you're saying all of the correct PC things consistently, then there's something that they can find to jump on. And so it's just like, to me, it's like bullying, but you're hiding behind PC.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so you know, there's good and bad with everything. There's good and bad. So, you know, we do what we do, but I have to be perfectly honest. I am extremely thrilled that, you know, I grew up and came up in the time that I did, so I could experience that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Me too. I got to be part of the tail end of it. So, one of your earliest movies, according to IMDb, was Cleo Leo.
Yes. Yeah, what happened with that was that they had hired me for Party Inc., and that was Marilyn Chambers' first, quote, straight movie, meaning not porno.
Yeah.
Her, like, you know, not doing any porno whatsoever. There was some TNA in it. It was for, like, Cinemax. She even sang a song in it. It was crazy. But the same company, the director was Chuck Vincent.
Yep.
So he was making Cleo Leo, and so he had his assistant, Chip, I remember his name. You don't forget people's names when you start out, because you really feel like they did you a solid when you're beginning.
Oh, sure.
He said, you know, I have this part of this reporter, you know, she's just a couple lines, but before we do this other movie, we're finishing this one, and come on and, you know, do a couple of lines, try to speak to the main character as a reporter. before I did the second movie with them. And hilarious because, you watch the movie, and I think I'm credited directly below the man in gorilla suit. But, at least at least I'm on the credit roll. I mean, I had lines, so it was fun. It was fun, though.
Yeah, I saw that movie years ago. It was pretty funny. I like all the Chuck Vincent movies.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was a kid, I saw you play a nurse on USA Up All Night.
Uh-huh. Oh, on the Up All Night show?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the trauma skit during the B- Awards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. So me and Lloyd Kaufman and the real Michael Hurst, we did a skit in New York City at the old Trauma building in Hell's Kitchen, and we sent it off to them so they could pretend they were doing like live satellite with us because they were presenting Lloyd, I believe, with some sort of award. I'm pretty sure they did that. But they played that segment, which we shot in New York, and they aired it during the USA Up All Night B- Awards. But that was the only time they did that at awards show. That was a one-off. So there you go. It was not to be repeated.
I used to watch that show all the time. I love it. You were in Abducted 2, the reunion.
Yeah, and ironically, that was shown on a lot of stations, but that was also shown on both Rhonda's night and Gilbert's night.
Mm-hmm.
So the fun thing about that was when Rhonda introduced it, it was fun campy, but they were both fun campy, but it was very funny. But when Gilbert did it, I thought it was even funnier because he introduced it from being from the trunk of a car, like he was abducted.
Yeah.
And I never forgot. It was really funny. It was really funny.
Yeah.
And so we got the Gilbert Gottfried treatment on the movie. But yeah, that was well, that, really, to have your movie play on TV, a movie you've been in like for the first time, that was pretty exciting. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, you had to work with Grizzly Adams and Jan Michael Vincent.
Yeah. And it's so, I won't use the word funny, but it's so strange that Dan Haggerty passed before Jan Michael Vincent because he's in so much difficult health and times right now that I would have guessed it would have been the other way around. But yeah, poor Dan Haggerty passed away first, and Jan Michael Vincent's still with us, which is amazing.
It's very amazing, yeah, because I remember seeing him all fucked up on the Howard Stern show about 20-something years ago and thinking, oh, he's not going to last too long, but he has,
I know. I know. Last time I saw him, he had I think he only one leg amputated. He looked really, it was so sad. I mean, he had a leg amputated, and he was really struggling, and just broke as hell. And the poor guy, I felt so horrible. I mean, here's a guy that spent his life being just the ultimate sex symbol. I mean, boy, he was just, forget it. He was the it guy for quite a while, and just to go from that to where he is now. Well, I hope he's at least happy. To end on a more positive note, I hope he's happy at least. Has some good people around him.
Absolutely. Then you did Broadcast Bombshells. That's a very funny movie.
Yeah. Actually, I did right before that. I did Tromeo and Juliet, and then the same year I did Broadcast Bombshells, and that again, both of those movies were on TV and Broadcast Bombshells was only on Cinemax, but
yep.
They were both on TV, and it was during the time where TV was really, independent stuff. I mean, it's really nice to have your movies be able to reach TV, because nowadays everything's just streaming, and, you know, the big goal is, you know, will the movie get on Netflix, you know, and stuff like that. But back then it was just, you know, the stuff there wasn't such a home video or home movie market. And so, of course, the movies were going to end up on cable. So Shows was a lot of fun. I mean, that was really, it was just extremely quickly, but the Ernie Sawyer, who was the director, was the right-hand man of Chuck Vincent. Chuck Vincent passed away. Ernie Sawyer basically took over what he was trying to do, which is make, you know, TNA movies for Cinemax, you know, sexy Cinemax movies where everything's just implied, but, you know, there was a massive market for that during the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
So he made a boatload of those movies, and then either changed his name or stopped. They haven't heard anything about him in a very long time. But, yeah, he carried on the tradition after Chuck Vincent passed away.
Mm-hmm. Is Amy Baxter Lynn still around?
She is, but I think she's for the most part retired. I don't even think she goes on Stern anymore. You know, I really don't.
Yeah.
I think she had a child, possibly two, and I think she's just living. Last I thought was in Florida, but I'm not entirely sure. And I think she's basically calls herself a soccer mom now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's awesome.
You know?
Yeah.
So, that's cool. I mean, and again, boy, there wasn't anybody hotter than England Baxter at a certain point. Like, she was completely a Cinemax it girl for a long time. And was it Penthouse or Playboy that she did a lot of layouts for? I can't remember.
I can't either. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I think it was Penthouse. But that was like during this time where all of a sudden you had this big influx, and it wasn't just for the Cinemax movies, because that made a lot more sense, but you had this big influx of like Penthouse and Playmates that were taking roles in the horror movies. So a lot of the up-and-coming horror actresses that weren't necessarily a Playmate or a bunny or anything like that, they just had sort of in the 90s, like, took over a lot of that work, because seeing if there was nudity required, not an issue. The directors were heavily concerned with the acting, as long as you could, act fairly well, good enough. And they kind of took over the scene for a little bit, and then that cycle went away probably by the end of the 90s, I think. And that's where Julie Strain came in as well, because Sandy Chris, of course, loved to use women. And, if that's what you're trying to make, who wouldn't love that? Because, let's face it, sometimes if you're working with actresses that are really, they sign on to do nudity, but they really don't want to do it, then it's going to be like, a little bit of a struggle and, a little difficult. But here you have these ladies that are just, it's like nothing to them. So, of course, the directors were more than thrilled to be able to use them in their movies.
Mm-hmm. And then the immortal classic, Tromeo and Juliet. How did you get to do that movie?
Well, I've been working with Lloyd doing various things since 92. So whenever they had, like, bumpers, meaning little skits in between the Troma movies on cable, when cable started, they didn't have a lot of money for movies, so they always get the Troma movies because they couldn't afford, the big Hollywood movies yet, back then when they were starting out. So they would have Troma marathons and skits for in between, and I did, like, a lot of that kind of stuff with him. And then in '95, when he was making Tromeo and Juliet, that was the first movie I did with the company. And that was, of course, written by James Gunn.
Mm-hmm. Christmas is around the corner. You did a true Christmas classic, Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is a movie that everybody should watch Christmas morning with a cup of coffee. That is something that I think should be mandatory, because what better way to start your Christmas day than watching Santa Claus? And the funny thing about that movie is, I watch it now, and I have so much fun, and I laugh so much. Like, I can't even describe to you how much fun and how funny I think it is. But when we were making it incredibly seriously, dead serious. Like, the actor who was playing the stalker, Wayne Kramer, was dead serious. Grant Kramer.
Yeah.
He was dead serious about his role, and I met people that thought that he was just, doing it with his tongue in his cheek, like he was sort of like hamming it up. But I was like, no, that was his first movie. He was like a theater actor in Pittsburgh, and he was really into it. Like, if you had seen him live in person doing it, you'd probably be blown away. But seeing it film, it comes off so much bigger. And it was crazy. So it's crazy. But everybody, and it's so hard to imagine watching the movie, but everybody was so incredibly serious. And that's what makes it, again, I really think that's what makes it funny and charming in that sense, because it's just, because people were serious. If they had played it for laughs, it wouldn't have been nearly as funny as it is.
Oh, it must have been a fucking dream to work with John Russo.
Yeah, it was. It really was. He's, again, it's funny because I did a movie with him a couple of years back called My Uncle John is a Zombie, and that's going to be coming up pretty soon. And, so obviously I've kept in touch with him throughout the years. I've been in all the movies that he's done since Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. And, he's a really, really good guy. And you can't say this about everybody that you meet in the business. Like, he's the most honest guy that you're ever going to meet. Not just with your paycheck, but if, say, you have points on a movie or something, for example. He's the type of guy that every single month, like a bill, he will send you, the rundown if any money was made, and send you all of the paperwork. I've never met anybody that's more honest than John Russo, as far as like the business aspect of it.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. Just a good guy. Old school good guy.
Yeah, I met him at a festival earlier this year, and then I interviewed him on here this summer, and it was the worst possible time. He was in the middle of his morning walk, and he was huffing and puffing, and I only asked him about Night of the Living Dead. I didn't ask him about this movie because I was afraid if I kept him on the phone any longer, he was going to have a heart attack.
He was doing his exercise, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, good for him. That's good. That's really good. He's really good. It's funny, but no matter how older some of these people get, it's amazing their stamina. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of damn stamina to direct and put together a movie from beginning, from inception, writing it, mm-hmm. pre-production, production, post-production. It's a really long process, and you need a lot of energy. And I'm telling you, there's just some of these directors that have been around for a long time that I've worked with consistently. Lloyd Kaufman as well. He's younger than John Russo, but again, it's like it's hard to find people in their 20s that have that kind of work ethic and stamina. And I'm not saying people in their 20s don't have work ethic, but it's just this kind of like really intense old school stamina that's just kind of mind blowing, you know. And it's, you know, it's amazing, and it's nice to have friends for that long in the industry. It really is, because you don't always find that. You know, you make as many non-friends, I'll put it that way, as you do friends. I mean, probably more so. There's like a handful of people that you will, you know, be in touch with throughout your whole career, for example.
Absolutely. It takes a lot of self-discipline to do what they do.
Yes.
And then you got to work with the great late Gunnar Hansen in Hellblock 13.
Yes, I did. And it was funny because we had talked for a number of years before that. Shot it in, like, I want to say it was either 97 or 98. I want to say 97 we shot it. It didn't come out for 2 or 3 years after it was finished, but we definitely shot it. And I think in like 93 or something, we met at, it might have been a Chiller convention or something. And, you know, we just really hit it off. So, listen, back then, we were writing letters. I mean, letters that would go in the mail, you know? Just, hey, how's it going? Just friendly letters. And we'd always end with, hope we get to do something together one day. And hope, you know, we get to make a movie. That'd be awesome. And then Hellblock 13 happened. And that was like, there it was. It happened. We put it out there. We had spoken about it for 5 years or so. And then there we were. And it was truly amazing. And then I was lucky enough to make a few more movies with him, stay in touch with him, and just be able to call him a friend throughout all the years. And then, ironically, too, yesterday, Death House just came out on video on demand. It'll be on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, and next month, December. But that was his idea, his story idea that Harrison Smith and a group of financiers put together. And they actually made the movie that he wanted to make before he passed away, but he passed away. They made the movie, and so it's his story, and they made it. And I'm lucky to be in it to pay tribute to Gunnar. I play the role of Leather Lace, which is based on his Leatherface character. So there's so many things that come full circle, don't they? It's really amazing.
Did you see his last movie, Death House?
Yeah, I'm in it.
Oh, that's right. You are in Death House. I forgot.
That's the one I was talking about, but maybe I forgot to say the title. Yeah, Death House. But I have, you know, and here we go. I haven't even seen it yet. I haven't seen it. So I'm sure I will soon.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll get a DVD sent to me. But I haven't seen it. Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, me neither. I want to see it too. I mean, it looks like it's going to be great. Do you have any memories from Citizen Toxie?
No, well, you know, it's funny. I have more memories from Terra Firma. Citizen Toxie was pretty awesome. My biggest memory was, how hot it was shooting that summer, playing the pregnant school teacher, and the pregnancy belly that they used, that was shot in 1999. So, but the pregnancy belly that they used was so heavy. It wasn't one of these really light ones that just, like super light, like you would think. It was this heavy plastic that they strapped to my back. And I remember just it was extremely painful, as lame as that sounds. And I've done like a lot of different kinds of awkward makeup effects, but that was I'd have to lay down like a pregnant woman, on my back with my belly in between. But it was I was probably worked on that for about 10 days. Terra Firma, on the other hand, Lloyd's getting ready to do like a the Blu-ray release of it. It's been 20 years since Terra Firma. So, that we spent 4 weeks making in Brooklyn and New York City. And, that was a really amazing experience. It's always an experience making a movie with Lloyd. I just made his last movie, which is potentially, literally his last movie. He says it is. You never know with Lloyd, but he says it's his last movie called Shakespeare Shitstorm. And we made that this past summer for 4 weeks in Brooklyn. And that was incredible. I just felt like it was just, going the first time he went back to Shakespeare, so to speak, since Tromeo and Juliet. So it was a lot of fun. And it deals with the stuff that we're talking about. It deals with like a lot of the social justice warriors and all the PC stuff and everybody's so incredibly sensitive, like so much so. Everything's to the extreme in a Troma movie, but everybody is so sensitive that they have to take this medicine called safe spacia.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really funny. And craziness ensues, but there's a lot of comments, as there always is in Lloyd's movies, on Big Pharma and the whole social media craziness that goes on and all that stuff. So, I was really happy that I got to be a part of that this past summer.
Awesome.
Again, another full circle. It's amazing.
Yeah. I was curious, did that pregnancy belly have a belly button?
I don't remember, to be honest. I really don't remember. It probably did, because, it was part of some medical piece that the special, I forget it was doing the special effects, but they didn't make it themselves. So it was part of this, sort of big, clunky medical thing, and that's probably why it was so heavy. So I would imagine that it would have. It probably did.
Yeah, I have a belly button fetish, and given the opportunity, anything about belly buttons I'm interested in.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, then you would love this prosthetic. It would be right up your alley.
Awesome.
So wherever that is, which I doubt it's anywhere, but you probably would have liked that. You probably would have liked it.
Awesome. Do you have any upcoming movies or convention appearances you want to plug?
Well, there's a few movies coming out real quick. I could tell you Death House, as you know, it's going to be on DVD and Blu-ray in December. Post-apocalyptic Commando Shark is out in December on DVD. Now these titles are so long, I gotta try and remember them. Dick Johnson and Tommy Gun versus the Cannibal Cop, based on a true story, is also coming out in December. No, I take that back. That just came out and that's out now. I also did a movie. I have a very small part in it, but it's called Alterscape, and it stars one of the drug dealers from Breaking Bad. I would have to look that up. I don't have that in front of me. It's horrible that I don't know the guy's name. Poor guy. But it's a really trippy sort of like trancers kind of mind fuck movie, and it's called Alterscape, and that just came out as well. And another movie that's coming out by a very talented, there's 2 more movies coming out that are both by extremely talented directors. One is the director Brett Mullen.
Mm-hmm.
This movie's called Bloody Ballet, and it's a complete perfect throwback if you like Giallo movies.
Mm-hmm.
Anything
Italian horror,
anything like that.
Yeah,
it's a perfect tip of the hat to that style of filmmaking. So Bloody Ballet is coming out next month, and that's going to be the end of November. Really a spectacle, just a beautiful movie. And a movie called Doom Room is January, digital in December. And that is an amazing movie based on a true story about a girl that gets abducted. The true story is a girl that gets abducted by this couple, and they put her under their bed in a box for 7 years. And she's sort of, tortured and stuff. But it's extremely intense, but it's also the way that it's told. It's really phenomenal. And John Keyes directed that, and he, of course, did American Nightmare. So there's another full circle there. So I think those are the movies that are really, good ones to watch out for coming out. So we have Death House, Alterscape, Doom Room, Bloody Ballet, Post-Apocalyptic Commando Shark for comedy, and another comedy is Dick Johnson and Tommy Gunn versus the Cannibal Cops. So we have 2 comedies and then 4 serious, very serious movies. So we have like 6 titles between now and the beginning of January to look forward to.
Awesome. I'll surely keep my eyes peeled for them. That's so awesome. Well, Debbie, this was so awesome that we got to do this finally. I'm so glad. And I hope...
Me too. Thank you very much, Tommy.
Yes, I hope I lived up to being a mensch.
Yes. You are 100% mensch, my friend. You are one hell of a mensch.
Oh,
You really are. Thank you so much, Tommy. You're awesome.
thank you so much. I hope you have a happy holiday season, and I hope I get to meet you at a convention.
Yes. Okay, well, good. Yeah, and if anybody wants to come and see me, keep an eye on my website, DebbieRochon.com. Whenever I have anything I will be appearing at, I always post it there. So anybody can check there if they want to see what's going on.
Okay, thanks, Debbie. Have a great day.
Okay. Thank you, Tommy. You have a good one now. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Debbie Rochon. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Debbie. I just enjoyed talking to you. You're an absolute sweetheart. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past because the present sucks. Later, dudes.